This is your friendly ex-Muslim. So a Muslim woman by the name Gin Raba 1996 or Jin Raba 1996 has been making some TikToks about atheism and atheists. I don't know anything about her, but I do want to discuss some of the things she said here. I think there's a profound misunderstanding on her part about atheism and morality. Let's jump into it and see what she says.
In atheism, morality doesn't exist.
Yes, it doesn't. Atheism is simply the lack of belief in a God.
What atheists have done is they've actually reduced the human being to the material world and confined us to material.
In a sense, sure, but that doesn't mean we don't care about our fellow human beings or think that simply because we are material beings, we don't deserve to be treated well.
And most atheists will agree with the theory of evolution and natural selection.
It makes more sense than a clay man coming to life with a golem spell.
By the way, Muslims actually don't have any issues with microevolution. We have issues with macroevolution, but I'm not going to get into that topic in this TikTok.
As fellow atheist TikToker Captain Dadpool86 said to you, this is like saying, I believe in stairs, but not staircases. Lots of microevolutions combine into a big macroevolution. Put lots of pixels together and you get a picture.
So when an atheist says that natural selection exists, what you're basically saying is that the reason why species have progressed is because of basically survival of the fittest.
Yes.
So you as an atheist should technically be pro-rape because that's survival of the fittest, right?
Whoa. That is a non sequitur if I ever heard one. Stop right there. You contradicted yourself badly. First you said, in atheism, morality doesn't exist. Now you are stating a moral position for atheists, pro-rape. If you were consistent, you would have said atheists should be rape neutral. Why did you take a strong position on atheists being pro-rape?
In atheism, morality doesn't exist.
But I think I know what you mean. Atheists do have morality, and all morality is dictated by survival of the fittest. That's basically what you're saying, even though you didn't say that. This is a huge mistake. You just went and made an is into an ought. You just took a because it is this way, meaning this is how evolution happened, you changed this into a this is how it should be. I'm sorry, but you just strawmanned atheism really badly.
An atheist should also be pro-murder because that's survival of the fittest, right? An atheist should also be pro-domestic violence because, he's dominant over her, right?
So now you're just going to double down? It wasn't enough that we're pro-rape, now we're pro-domestic violence? I'm just going to throw it out there that there's no atheist book that contains a verse 434 that says it's okay to physically hit your wife if you fear nushuz, meaning rebellion, disobedience, cheating, whatever. No such verse. So if you were honest, you may have said atheists are neutral against hating their wives, but atheists are not blank slates. Some of us do have a religion. Wait, you said we have a religion? Yes, I said that. My religion is humanism. In my religion, we base what's right and wrong on human thriving. And beating your wife is not good in any way for any woman, so it wouldn't be allowed. In fact, it's illegal in most countries. As another example, we don't find the word consent anywhere in the Quran because consent wasn't an issue for 7th century men.
So you see the problem with atheism, or is it just me? Atheism is super contradictory.
No, this is not the problem with atheism. This is just you. How can you say it's super contradictory, meaning contradictory, when you were just saying it's perfectly normal and consistent with natural selection to be pro-murder and so on and so forth? You're the only one contradicting yourself here. You made a non sequitur, meaning a conclusion that doesn't follow, by changing evolution from an is into an ought. You assume that simply because we believe and accept evolution is true, we assume that this is how the world should be. This couldn't be further from the truth. We atheist humanists believe in enlightenment values. We want the world to be the best possible place for everyone, no matter what your identity, no matter what your race, your religion, your gender, or sexuality you have. Now, on to the next video she made.
Just another note on atheism is that atheists don't believe or accept an eternal reward or an eternal punishment.
No, we atheists don't believe in heaven and hell. We don't. But that just means we take this world way more seriously. We want to care for it because it's not going to be destroyed by God on Judgment Day. And God's not going to intervene by sending Imam Mahdi to fix it up. No, 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 no. It's ours to take care of, us alone. Animals weren't sent here to serve us or to be eaten by us or anything like that. Animals are our cousins, and we're here together on this planet for a short time, and we need to make sure that whatever we do, we don't cause unnecessary suffering, and we leave it better for the next generation.
Right? So they actually have no motivation to do good things.
What? You are the queen of non sequiturs. We have no motivation to do good things? Are you absolutely out of your mind? At the very least, you could have said we are motivated to do things that feel good. But you said we're not motivated by anything? Like, what about motivations to make the world a better place for others? That gives me a good feeling in my heart. How about making the world better for my kids? I've evolved to care for them, you know? And what about empathy? Would you stop caring for other humans if you lost faith in God? I'm sure you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't, because you would be a Vulcan, Star Trek reference, not a human then. We evolved altruism. You see, the reason for that is because it leads to a positive sum game. I don't let my neighbor's son drown, and he shares his excess food with me instead of letting it go bad, and then we all benefit. We see examples of this with other animals too, a sense of justice or self-sacrificing for the common good of the herd. Check out my atheism and morality essay for more on this.
Like, atheists are the least likely to give charity, volunteer, go overseas, help the poor, help refugees, do any of those things.
I'd like to see evidence for this, please, because that's not what I see. Although I can understand that if you're brainwashed into thinking you'll get more money or you'll get some special magical reward in the next life, you might give more money to the mosque than if you didn't. But this is a problem we need to hack. We need to solve this problem and find ways to make humans more generous without lying to them about a hereafter where they'll get virgins and rivers and treasure in return for what you do. That's just infantile.
The biggest charity organizations in the world are run by religious people, typically Christians and Muslims.
You mean the religious organizations will give food in one hand and the Bible, the Quran in the other? You mean charities that spend millions of dollars on propagating the religion? Because to me that doesn't count as charity for humanity. That's self-serving. What I consider charity is organizations like Greenpeace or WWF, which are environmental based, Doctors Without Borders, which is an organization that helps people all over the world, Humane Society, which cares about animals, the Gates and Melinda Foundation, which has spent millions on eliminating polio, inventing clean water, safe toilets, GiveWell, which supports the most efficient return on your money for charity, the Against Malaria Foundation, which saves thousands of lives with mosquito nets. None of these charities has a religious agenda. It's plain and simple helping other humans. Bill Gates is an agnostic, yet his organization is one of the biggest in the world. Spare me your conspiracy theories about Gates. If you want to know more about his motivation, check the first season of Inside Bill's Brain, Decoding Bill Gates on Netflix. He's such an amazing man, and none of what makes him tick is religion. There's also a microloan organization I support called Kiva, and on the Kiva team's website, the top team is Kiva Christians. You got to give them credit for that. Followed by atheists, agnostics, and skeptics, and the Mindful Bunch. If you combine those two non-religious group donations together, it actually outdoes the Christian team. But anyways.
Like, an atheist would actually have no reason to give charity because the way atheists, decide things is they just weigh pros and cons.
This is completely absurd. We all weigh pros and cons. Your pros include an imaginary hereafter, which to some people actually causes them to do bad. Look at all the jihadis and suicide bombers in the world. They all think that according to religion, they're doing a good thing. You see, with religion, you can have good people doing bad things. Without religion, you just have bad people doing bad things. Think about that. If you can't see this with your religion being bad because extremists are not proper Muslims, think of another religion or cult and all the harm it causes, while people in it think they're doing a good thing.
So from an atheistic view, you actually have no reason to give charity because you're losing money. Like, why would an atheist ever donate money? That wouldn't even make sense. It doesn't even align with their worldview for them to donate anything. But there are atheists who do charity work. Yep, that exists. But if you're an atheist who does charity, you're actually contradicting your worldview.
Losing money? You think all we care about is money, money, money? Girl, I care about the world I live in. Why do you think I do this? because I want to make a change. I know that atheists have many reasons to donate in charity, many of which I've already mentioned. In conclusion, Jin Rabba 1996, or Gin Rabba, sorry, I don't even know your name, you made some terrible non sequiturs here. Just because we don't believe in God doesn't mean we are pro-rape or murder or domestic violence. Many of us is something similar to religion, which is humanism. We believe in human thriving and we base our values on that. In regard to atheists doing good, you have already admitted that's possible, but you think it's contradictory. It's not. We're humans, all of us, and we're all motivated by our personal feelings or societal values and our evolved nature. And on top of that, for you, you would say religious values. I'm not about to go and rob and murder some old grandma just because I won't get caught. I want her to be happy and enjoy her life. I care for all people and for the world to be a better place. I think religion is bad, that it twists our values and priorities. And while it might encourage some charity, it also leads to much suffering and negative consequences for our world. Islam in particular. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to join the channel and support me, check out my Patreon or click join now below. Remember, guiding someone away from Islam is better than 10 red camels. You can quote me on that hadith. This is Abdullah Samir, signing out.